takes.
54.
Now Haskins on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Richardson. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Out to the left, it's complete to Dykson. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And the pressure gets to him again. Bobby Wagner, the former 2nd rounder out of Utah State, with a sack. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And they'll bring him down right around the 13. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Wilson to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Throwing is Wilson. And he'll go down in the end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys.
He's got a man. Complete. 20. 10. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. This is taken in. It's complete. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 78 yards. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. Myers connects on the PAT. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On 2nd down, here's Haskins. Throw left side complete. It's Thompson. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. On 3rd down, Thompson. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. He was looking to get that one to Chris Thompson.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Right there.
Haskins looking to throw on first down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Cassius Marsh, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. 2nd down, Haskins. Ducks him with a grab over the middle. And the ball is knocked out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. Now Myers for the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The 330-pounder Al Woods brings the boom on the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Watch twins. Watch twins.
Another try after the first down sack. Haskins. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Bobby Wagner picks up his second sack of the afternoon. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Deron Payne able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness that defensive line is eating.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. A good starting spot for the Redskins as they come up 1st and 10. Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Ziggy Ansah picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Watch your slack, watch your slack.
From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. It's brought in by Doxson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. The 20, 10, and he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks.
Here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins.
I know the natural instinct is to kick the extra point there and tie the game. But here in this spot, at this point of the game, is there another coach maybe weighing in with what to do here?
Well, I think that analytics are starting to say, with it being from the 2, that you're going for two more often, that makes sense. But there, I still like going for one, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I mean, that's my first instinct, but I'm understanding how the game is starting to change, and we're getting a number of these quarterbacks who are telling their coaches, we should go for two all the time. I want to see if we ever get a team that actually starts to do that.
Buddy up. 50. Mike is a 50. Check my 50. Check.
Back to the air, Haskins after the pick six. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Cassius Marsh able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Now it's Haskins. Over the middle, complete. It's Richardson. And now look at him go. 20, 10, touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson, 91 yards. And the Redskins are going to retake the lead. And I think it's safe to say we won't call many touchdown passes longer than that this year, partner.
No, I would agree with that totally. And right now, you're looking at an offensive coordinator. Conservative would not go next to his name. Risk taker, definitely, because he valued the opportunity to create a big play against what could have been disaster if they end up getting sacked or fumbling the ball in the shadow of their own goal line.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
The tackle there by Fabian Moreau.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
Check 53's mine. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. Open man, it's Vanette. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain of 32 that time.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. And an alley to run. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, check.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Left side complete to Lockett. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Wilson now off the bootleg. And that'll be incomplete.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminate it.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. And he comes back with one complete. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now it's Wilson. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And Myers able to knock it through, and that'll bring them back within 4. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Richardson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Haskins out of the gun. A deep ball for Dotson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougald. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
A good first down call as the screen play gets them 9.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson, and this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. Well, I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Landon Collins. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Now Thompson. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down.
I know you're looking at the scoreboard clock. We're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Russell Wilson. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that gives him a 3-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On first down, it's Haskins. Now he's flushed out left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Bobby Wagner able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Haskins will throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Cassius Marsh getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
54 Mike. 54 Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch.
Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Now, the 2 points, that's not totally critical at this point. Still a one-score game, but they do have to give away the football with no guarantees they're going to get it back.
Yeah, or at least if they get it back, will they have any time to do anything with it? So they've got to send their defense out there and say, guys, we got to have it right now. Save some time for us.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, right at the 30. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They run it with Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football, and the Redskins scoop it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
They'll run with Peterson. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Throwing now is Haskins. The quick slant caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson in the final minute. And the Redskins have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Now the Redskin offense will stay out there and go for 2.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Go. 50's the mark. 50's the mark. Get that quarterback at all costs. Check. Go. Crunch.
Here we go with Haskins to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1, you want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here we go.
Here's Wilson. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Back to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Second down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular